Poland, often overlooked in the grand narratives of European power dynamics, is in many ways the secret weapon upon which the future of Europe hinges. It has risen from the ashes to become a modern European powerhouse, and stands as the unsung hero of remarkable economic transformation, military might, and strategic growth. There is, however, a lot more to Poland than meets the eye, as it holds the key to Europe's future, and not for the first time. Welcome to Living History. To understand Poland's geopolitical significance, we must take a brief dive into its turbulent past. Our journey begins in the 16th century, when Poland and Lithuania formed a powerful alliance known as the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This became one of the largest and most influential states in Europe, spanning around 1 million square kilometers. At its peak, the Commonwealth included present-day Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Belarus, Ukraine, as well as parts of Estonia and Russia. During this time, Poland was a powerful state, able to mediate between the Western and Eastern powers, which was particularly important during the 30 Years' War between 1618 and 1648, a situation that is not dissimilar to what we are observing today. More on that in a moment, though. You see, given its expanse, the Commonwealth's military structure and unique blend of Western and Eastern European military traditions made it a respected and feared force. And at its heart, Poland became a key negotiator and guide for conflicts throughout the Renaissance. In the 21st century, particularly in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Poland has once again become a mediator between the Eastern Bloc and Western Europe, bridging differing political ideologies and foreign policy disputes. And given its impressive military spending, which is outpacing its European NATO allies in recent years, Poland currently has the most formidable ground force in the European Union, granting it a more prominent position in regional affairs. But then, as today, military diplomacy wasn't Poland's only strength. During the Renaissance period, Poland embraced artistic and cultural liberalization, attracting scholars and artists from across Europe. Its ethnic and religious tolerance contributed to a cosmopolitan diversity during a time when religious conflicts were commonplace in Europe. This openness fostered trade and economic prosperity, as Poland became a hub for international commerce. Poland's innovative spirit also flourished during this period, with advancements in science, technology, and architecture. In fact, it is easy to draw comparisons between the prosperity of the time and the modern-day Renaissance we can observe in Poland today. But let's not digress. For all its military and cultural influence, the Commonwealth was in trouble as it was unable to withstand the aggression of the Russian Empire. You see, the Commonwealth had an innovative but ultimately detrimental political system based around an elective monarchy. Yes, this means that Poland was a democracy well before the United States. However, the political structure suffered from a weak central authority. By intending to preserve the monarchy, effective governance and decision-making was hindered. This led to internal weaknesses within the Commonwealth, which fragmented and divided through their own interests, leaving it vulnerable to the Russian Empire. The result, in the 18th century, the Commonwealth was partitioned by Russia, Prussia, and Austria, and from there it was only a matter of time before the partitioning of Poland itself. It would not be until after the First World War when Poland, after 123 years of partitions, would once again re-emerge as an independent nation. That's not to say that Poland accepted partitions without a fight. In fact, Poland's history is almost entirely steeped in self-determination and defiance. A national characteristic, one might say, that we can observe till this day when we see over 1 million people walking out in protest onto the streets of Warsaw in 2023. During the years of partition, the November Uprising of 1830 and the January Uprising of 1863 were key displays of Poland's unwavering commitment to rebuilding their nation, and though they were unsuccessful in regaining independence, they nevertheless kept the Polish spirit and identity alive. However, it wouldn't be long before Poland once again became a pawn in European geopolitics. You see, the upheaval of the First World War in 1914 placed Poland Poland, at the center of power grabs and empirical ambitions. A divided Poland and its geographical position meant that much of Polish land became the scene of devastation and loss on the Eastern Front. Poland changed from the ground that was fought over to a battleground between East and West. However, there was some good news for Poland in all this. The war helped accelerate the collapse of the Russian, German, and Austro-Hungarian empires, and with this, sovereignty finally came in at the end of the First World War. The Treaty of Versailles in 1919 recognized the re-establishment of an independent Polish state. Poland's borders were of course redrawn, but it quickly emerged that Poland would continue to have to fight to defend its eastern borders in the Polish-Soviet War between 1919 and 1921. And given that for decades, Poland was forced to defend itself from Russian and Soviet conflict and control, it's no wonder that today, Poland is not only a vocal supporter for arming and protecting Ukraine against Russia, but is also deeply mistrustful of the former Soviet nation. And although Poland's warnings against Russia have often been dismissed by the West, Europe is increasingly turning towards Poland and its complex history to understand how to defend itself against Russia's capabilities and brutality. In this way, Poland is a critical geopolitical voice when it comes to European foreign policy. Keeping historical warnings in mind, it's perhaps unsurprising that after a few short years of peace, in 1939, Poland's strength would be tested once again with the horrors of World War II. This time, even Western allies failed to adequately assist and protect Poland. Again, we might add, in part due to miscalculation, in others due to lack of resources. Left to fend for themselves, the Nazi and soon Soviet occupation pushed Poland's resilience to the limit, but it was a limit that Poland would still withstand and resist. Determined to liberate itself from Nazi occupation, Poland fought back against the oppressors, be it through partisan movements or the notable Warsaw Uprising of 1944, when the Polish Home Army, largely made up of civilians, fought for 63 days, facing overwhelming odds. Unfortunately, this ended in defeat, but it is just one of many prominent examples of the unwavering Polish spirit and their determination to regain freedom. But this wasn't to be. At the Yalta Conference in 1945, Poland's borders were redrawn once again, resulting in territorial losses in the east but gains in the west. Although this shaped the modern boundaries of Poland, it also set the stage for what was ultimately another foreign occupation. This time Soviet. You see, the Cold War era saw Poland fall victim to the reach of the Soviet sphere and was marked by economic hardship and political oppression. Yet, it was during these dark times that the seeds of change were sown. The Solidarity movement of the 1980s, led by Lech Wałęsa, became a symbol of resistance against communist rule, eventually leading to the fall of communism in Poland and significantly influencing the course of European history. As communism fell in 1989, Poland transformed its economy at remarkable speed, experiencing steady economic growth. By 2004, Poland joined the European Union, a move that marked not only an independent return to the European fold, but also the beginning of a period of unprecedented growth and development. Access to EU funds injected vital resources into Poland's economy, fueling infrastructure development and education. This support has played a pivotal role in transforming Poland into one of Europe's key economic powerhouses, as the traditional economies of Western Europe have been shaky and unpredictable. In fact, it is one of the few European countries that showed stability during the 2008 global financial crisis, avoiding recession. Its GDP has consistently outperformed many of its European counterparts, driven by a robust industrial sector and a strategic focus on innovation and technology. This has enabled Poland to become a dynamic exporter and develop strong trade relationships outside the EU, with countries such as China, Russia, Ukraine, South Korea, and the United States, which in turn benefits the EU as a whole. But diversifying the economy hasn't just been for industrial development and exports. Poland has also been building its military might through advanced weaponry and tactical international partnerships. And by being part of Europe, Poland represents a military warning to potential adversaries, Russian or otherwise, at a time when Europe itself cannot seem to strategize effectively in light of each member's own internal challenges. But these aren't the only benefits of having Poland in the European fold. In a time where geopolitical relationships are unpredictably changing, having an influential ally closer to home creates a more self-sufficient bloc. But Poland also has a unique geopolitical significance that cannot be overstated. You see, Poland's strategic location at the juncture of Eastern and Western Europe has positioned it once again as a pivotal bridge between the two blocs. First, Poland has significant influence among Eastern European nations, particularly with leaders who share some of Poland's skepticism towards Western liberalism, such as Slovakia's pro-Russian Prime Minister Robert Fico and Hungary's Viktor Orban, who has proven himself a difficult partner within the European Union. But its political future is also suggestive of a closer bond with Western Europe too. Poland's new government under Donald Tusk will likely attempt to make Poland a leading country in Central and Eastern Europe by building up its position in key security organizations such as the EU and NATO. Tusk is himself a former president of the EU Council and former head of the European People's Party. The legacy of the PIS Euroscepticism is expected to be replaced by a strong pro-EU agenda. With this, it is likely that Poland will play an even bigger role in Europe, given its growing prowess, which we explore in our next video linked here. See you there.